Hello and welcome back to the N-Squared World Domination Society, where I am about to ruin every whodunit, fictional TV, movie, game, all of them in the universe. Yes, this is related to 7 of 9 ship. Whenever there's a mystery person in film, right? You know, like a detective show, or something like that. What is on my bird of prey? But yeah, whenever there's a mystery show, like a, detective thing, whatever, there's a person who usually committed a crime, they're trying to figure out who it is, or like a mystery pilot, right? Comes in to save them. If the characters refer to the unknown person as a he, it's a woman. If someone goes like, oh, we don't know, like, what kind of person he is, and then someone corrects, it, or she, we don't know, that means it's a man. And I get why this is done, trying to misdirection and stuff, but I used to say this is a joke. But for years, it has been proven universally true across media, across culture, across everything, that it is now actually lost. So, when this ship came in to save everyone, and they were like, man, that pilot, he's really good, and like, quick, beam him out of there, I'm like, oh, this is 7 of 9, isn't it? So yes, we're gonna review 7 of 9 ship and wonder how many more videos I can display all the universe collection in one go. Hi, this cut is actually gonna look awkward because I've basically done filming the video, but I've just remembered I have to declare that I am part of the Eaglemoss affiliate program. So, basically, if you choose to buy this ship because of this video, there's a link in the description. That's an affiliate link. It means I get a 7% commission on this ship if you buy it. It might be everything you buy in that order. I honestly don't actually know. But, yes, just know that I doubt my opinions are swayed by that, given I literally forgot to bring it up until after 13 minutes of review, but let that be known. This is a real interesting ship. I've got a lot to say about it. I thought it was quite clearly, definitely an alien ship. It doesn't have kind of that Star Trek feel, but in a way that gives it very much a Delta Quadrant alien feel, because a lot of those Delta Quadrant ships don't follow a traditional tuna cell variant, and I think this Borg stuff back here really seals it as like, oh yeah, this is like a Delta Quadrant alien ship kind of look, which makes sense for 7. So I was surprised in the magazine to read that this was a blend of Starfleet and Borg tech. I don't know, it makes much more sense as a Romulan Borg kind of hybrid. But yeah, very interesting ship. I think first, so I don't forget, we'll talk about the metal. This ship has got a pretty nice weight to it for, given how little volume there actually is for this ship. It's hard to tell, because it's all about the same temperature. So this is definitely metal, this engine bit. You can see there's the divide, so this is going to be plastic. It's honestly really hard to tell what's plastic and what's metal. I think the vast majority of it is all one type of material, which almost makes me wonder if it's plastic just because it's so thin. But this metal bit, I guess, is so much of the volume. I mean, it's not the heaviest ship, but it does have a weight to it, and it doesn't feel cheap, which, I mean, ultimately, that's the most important thing. Secondly, its size is very interesting. As you can see with the Universe collection here a bit, the camera's framed for the 7 of 9 ship. It doesn't look out of place, but kind of isolated on the desk, it feels like a lot smaller of a model as it is, because actually the closest size match is the Zhang He. As you can see here, if I line up the engines of the nacelles, 7 of 9 ships is actually bigger. That's a perspective thing, sorry. But if I line them up in the middle, you can see that 7 of 9 ship actually is bigger. And I promise, it might look like these aren't lined up, but that's just a perspective thing. 7 of 9 ship is slightly bigger than the Zhang He. And actually, looking at it surrounded by all the other models off frame and these ones, it actually does look its proper size, surrounded by the other models. But if you have it isolated, I mean, it's again, it's big enough. It's beautifully detailed. You can see, I don't think there's any detail missing, but because it's such a thin vessel, The best comparison to make is if we hop over to our Discovery section. I recently got this, the Discovery Shuttle, which is a thick thing, and it's basically the same size as 7 of 9 ship, but it doesn't have... well, it has that extra volume, that three-dimensional space, whereas 7 of 9 ship... I mean, next to each other, I will say, displaying this as a collection, this is not a problem. But individually, I was kind of surprised that it doesn't always feel that Zhang He length. So continuing on with our quick size comparisons, it is about the same size as... Oh no, I'm going to have to look up this one. Is this the Shepard? Corella. I think it's... I'll have to look it up. I think it's the Shepard class. But the Corella, the not Shinzao, it's about the same size as, and it also is about the same thickness as, which makes it a nice comparison. And surprisingly, just to illustrate how big it is, it actually holds its weight pretty well next to the XL Shinzo. I mean, the Shinzo's bigger, like, unquestionably, but it holds its weight. Like, that does not look out of place at all. Finally, hopping over to the original collection, which invariably just means the XLs, it is almost exactly the same size. In fact, I think it might be exactly the same size as the NX. And it is pretty close, but slightly bigger than the XL Enterprise D, or presumably any of its variants. I only own the gold variant, and I'm not going to bring that out just for this size comparison. So yes, with that out of the way, we can talk about the 7 of 9 ship, and we've actually completed this little battle scene, funny enough, in just, what is this, 4 episodes? 4 issues, rather. We can, you can recreate this little battle at home if you want. As I said, for not a whole lot of surface area, you know, compared to a lot of these ships, they've really packed in a lot of detail with this model. You've got loads of different colors, your greens, your coppery, your red detailing here, a bit of pink. It's all got the metallic silver base. It's all weathered. There's a lot of weathering. It's done very nicely. You've got a whole bunch of detail in this board bit, all bumpy. Kind of reminds me of the Delta Flyer stuff, actually. And no, Voyager doesn't have that, but the Delta Flyer's little board bits that stick out. I've just seen even these engine grills are a gradient from green to blue as they go back, which is a very nice touch. If we flip over the back, there's even more of that same thing, just a lot of weathered, a lot of colors as I turn it, especially in the film lighting, but also in like a traditional room lighting. They really, different parts of it will pop out, the greens, the oranges, of course red, painted on for what I believe is the nacelle. They keep kind of calling it the engine in the magazine, that is. But yeah, a very fighter pilot jet inspired design. You know, you can really see that lineage, especially kind of here. It's got, I guess the most Starfleet thing is it does have that angled nacelle bit. In fact, I think it's about the same angle. Yeah, it's about the same angle as the warp engines on the NX. But it's also almost bird-like, which is why I was inclined to think it was a Romulan-inspired design, you know, because that's where Seven would have been when she designed the ship, had it built. Your cockpit is the same, glassy, plasticky. I really don't know what it is. It's probably plastic. But it's the same stuff that all the other models have had with the shuttle pods, the Klingons. I can't remember, but it's the same glassy plastic. Works very nice for a non-transparent this time, but it works very nice for what it's doing. I will say I've actually grown a lot more favorable putting this next to other ships in the collection, because my biggest problem was it didn't feel as big as it actually was, because it's bigger than the Zhang He. It's the biggest model in the collection in terms of length, and it really is bigger than most models across all the collections. Even some XLs, you know, it'll pull its weight with. But that's because I haven't really had a set spot for the Universe collection. I'll be moving soon, and it's so small, and I don't have a great place for it. I've kind of just been scattering them around my desk, is what I've been doing. So it's never sat properly in a collection before, but, you know, just haphazardly throwing some Universe ships in there. If we kind of simulate, like, you know, we throw other ships in, So like what your collection would actually look like if you're displaying this properly, it really fits nicely. It does feel its size, and it does look great in a collection. Individually would be my only worry is, if, I don't know, if you're real big on huge models, then I guess, you know, maybe you might be mildly annoyed it doesn't feel its size. But, like, who else makes this ship to such a high quality? And every model's gonna have that problem of it's just a thin, long ship. But no, I actually say that complaint's gone completely away. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a quick video, maybe experimenting. I keep trying to push the time of these reviews down a bit. I think I've said all I want. Just look at the rotation, kind of lets it shine. The green pops out, the orange pops out, or the whole thing. And now it's more you're focused towards the darker green, the metallics. Really fantastic job on all the painting and detailing work. You just don't really get to see this ship well at all in the show. But I think that's some of where Eaglemoss shines the most, is watching Picard. It's like, wow, I can't wait to get my hands on that Eaglemoss model. And I'm really looking forward to that in the 32nd century stuff. Like, I just want to hold those 32nd century ships and really get a good look at them. So I think that's it for this video. Sorry it's a bit late. My microphone cord died, so I've only got it replaced today. If you have any questions about this model, just ask me in the comments. I'll try my best to answer them. If you want me to review any ship in particular, just let me know. I have most of the collection, and I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.